to Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, episode 39. Alrighty then. So, the last of our complete International B license events is now, well, complete. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't think of anything else to say there, but anyways. So, now that we have completed the GT300 Championship, it is now time for us to get on with our next event. And well, for the first two races, I've already made up my mind on which car I want to use, and that is the Subaru Impreza Wagon WRX STI version V, which I'm suspecting is probably version 5, but whatever. So, we are going to head over to Subaru because I have a feeling I may need some potential tuning for race 2, but as far as I know, I think for the first two races I should be okay in terms of overall tuning, but just in case I'll put on just a wee bit more horsepower, you know, just to give myself a little bit more of a comforting edge. And while I shall probably also put on the turbo upgrades just so I don't have to purchase them before race 2, and I will fit those because even though I don't suspect the first two races will be too much of a challenge, obviously I am just trying to comfort myself a little bit, and well, I'm gonna put on just, you know, a sort of sport tyres, you know, just because I want to, considering the only other thing I have for race 1 is basically just a racing chip. Well, I think I've got all I need, and so yeah, let's head over to the special events and head over to the 4-wheel drive challenge. So 3 races here, as we've got Seattle Short, Seattle City and Laguna Seca to officially cap it all off. And also for the first 2 races we have under 400 horsepower as our maximum, and for race number 3 we have a max horsepower cap of under 700 horsepower. So, let us, my friends, head over to race number 1 on the Seattle Short course. I do believe at the same time is, I think only the 3rd time I've actually raced on Seattle Short, but anyways, let's just head to race 1. But yeah, I haven't really raced on this course too many times, but I think it's probably only either the 2nd or 3rd time, but whatever. Let us get on with race number 1. In our Impreza wagon. And we are already off to a good start as we have 2 Lancer Evo 3s in this event with a Pulsar, and I think that's a 80s Celica GT4 that's also in the field. And already I have immediately taken the lead. I am already running wide. But everything is going well so far, in spite of how terrible I'm driving right now, but everything at the moment is going well. As I can see, that is the Pulsar right behind me. Going to defend the inside line for good measure, because I have seen these AI, they can dive bomb you when you least expect it, and that really can turn your race pretty much to shit, in my honest opinion, but anyways. So, 2 laps for each of these races, and well, I would imagine for the first 2 races I'll probably be okay, even though I probably will need to put on my racing intercooler and my turbine, you know, just for an additional good measure, because I have a feeling there probably will be some upgraded cars in race 2 for race number 2 on the full Seattle circuit, also I suspect. Anyways, heading through the final hairpin turn here on the Seattle short course, and race 1 has proven to be quite easy. So, alrighty friends, we have now cleared race number 1 by just under 7 tenths ahead of... There's actually a legacy sedan that was in this event. Then it was the Mazda 323 GTR in 3rd, followed by the Lancia Evo 3, and then it was the Lancia Evo 2 in 4th, and the Celica eventually wound up in last. So, a relatively close field overall, in my honest opinion, because we're just over 1.8 seconds, the final finishing margin from 1st to 6th, so fairly close race in my honest opinion, as we shall now head over to race number 2. So, it is now time for race number 2. And just because I want to be cautious going into this event, I know I probably won't be challenged too much in this event, but obviously I figured in a way, because this is obviously race 2 and the max power cap, you know, being increased and all, obviously, I think it probably is a wise decision for me to increase my power, you know, by just putting on the turbo upgrades, because I will probably need those. But anyways, let's move on to race 2. As I can see, we've got a Mitsubishi Galant in this race, along with a Lancia Evo 6. So, off to a relatively easy start. As I've noticed, we have an Evo 5 in this event, along with an Evo 6, along with a Galant as well. And I am already up into the lead, and in my honest opinion, I probably did make the wise decision to put on my turbo upgrades for this particular race, because even though I had a feeling it wouldn't be too much of a challenge, obviously, I figured it would probably be pretty much, what's the expression, none too wiser, or is it none the wiser? I don't know. I figured it was pretty much none the wiser for me to officially put on my fucking turbo upgrades, in case if I knew very well that at least probably one of these AI was going to attempt a dive bomb on me, and well, seems as though everything at the moment is pretty much even Stevens at the moment, as I am leading the field through the chicane to starting the second and final lap here on the Seattle full course before we have to prep ourselves for race 3, which I probably do anticipate is going to be a bit more of a challenge than the first 2 races have been, but for me at least, I did remember to come in prepared, and that's precisely what I think a proper strategist should do, at least, you know, going into these sorts of races. But well, obviously I'm not going to stop you from making your decisions, but obviously this is just a decision I chose to commit myself to, and surprisingly at the moment my decision is going very well, at least with my Impreza wagon it is anyway. As we now head through these 2 chicanes, pretty much through one of the main cities in Washington State, as we are now heading pretty much under the bridge, or under the freeway I should say, as we now head through the final chicane, and it is victory in race number 2 in my Impreza wagon. The Impreza wagon has emerged victorious once again by 1.1 seconds over the Lancet Evo 6. Then it's kind of going backwards in terms of Mitsubishi Lancers here, because the Evo 6 was second, the Evo 5 third, the Evo 4 was fourth, then it was the Gallant in fifth, and the Legacy Sedan was in last. So pretty much most of our competition in this race was pretty much Mitsubishis, and half of them pretty much Land Evos. But yeah, as I said, half of my competition in this race pretty much Land Evos, and well, just because I want to, I am going to save a replay here, because I have a feeling I'll probably get a stronger shot at Seattle than I probably will Laguna Seca, considering I do have rather a lot of shots at Laguna Seca. So reason I chose Seattle on this occasion, well, because I dare to be different. So I'm going to head back over to my home page, and since I know race 3 is going to be a bit more of a challenge, obviously I'm not going to use my Impreza wagon, but what I am going to use is my Skyline GTR 4-door Autek version, tuned by Nismo, as this is the car I am going to use for race number 3. And just so I know that this car is officially competitive enough for race 3, gonna head down to Nissan, because obviously, you know, Nismo obviously being Nissan's tuning house basically, and I'm just basically going to upgrade the fuck out of this thing. And well, just because I want to, I'm gonna put on some sport brakes, because I have a feeling that could be a potential problem, at least when it comes down to the car's weight, you know, shifting. No. I could if I would, but I'm not gonna do it on this occasion, unfortunately. But what I am going to do is put on pretty much the stage 3 turbine kit, because I have a feeling that probably will help me out, and I'm also going to put on the racing intercooler because I have a feeling this car will probably be up against a pretty fierce competition, and well, in case if I do have any challenges, I'm going to put on the racing softs, you know, because obviously even if I'm down on power, I have the grippy boys, which is precisely what I feel I'm going to need. And does this thing have a racing mod? No, it doesn't. Damn. And well, just for, you know, an additional measure, I'll put on stage 1 weight reduction, you know, just to put this car into fucking working order. And yeah. Well, should I put on the suspension? Oh, what the hell. I'll put on the sports suspension. I mean, I thought about it. I said I wasn't going to do it at first, and well, I eventually decided I would. But anyways, let's head to race number 3. And hopefully if it's possible, my GTR should be competitive enough for race number 3. The third and final race of the 4-wheel drive challenge, Laguna Seca. Let's fucking go. Hopefully I should have everything I need, but we shall wait and see. And I've also done it without spending too much money, because sometimes I do have to keep myself on a budget. But anyways, to race number 3. So it looks like we've got some Nevos in this field, and we've also got the R34 in this event. And just as I suspected, I had a feeling these AI were going to be potentially competitive, at least for the rolling start, but oh, and we also have the impressive 22B in this event as well, the high tune version, I think the version that was tuned partly by Colin McRae, as far as I know, but anyways. So we've got some Lanevos in this event, we've also got some Scoobies along with, and then the Skyline, but, well, I know I probably shouldn't have put on the Grippy Boys, but, again, I did have a feeling that, well, since I figured I was needing to be cautious, obviously, that's essentially the main reason why I chose the Grippy Boys, but, well, it looks like, for me at least, the Grippy Boys have potentially given me an OP car, or at least it looks like the Grippy Boys have given me an OP car compared to these AI. But the truth is, I think, compared of course to the rest of the competition, I would probably say my car is about on par with the AI, but obviously because I have the racing softs tyres, that's probably the main reason why my car looks like it's OP, but it really isn't. It's just a matter of fucking proportions, you know, shit like that. Also because, well, I feel like it, but anyway. Approaching the corkscrew now, I'm fairly confident that as long as I don't spin, I will probably win this race with relative ease. I've probably made this a little bit too easy, but for me at least, it has managed to get me through it. within a reasonable amount of time, and obviously I'm able to accept that. So, it is a clean sweep in the 4-wheel drive challenge. And not just because I put on the grip voice, but yeah. So, not too large in the end. I won by 3.65 seconds in the end, ahead of the Impreza 22B. Then it was the regular Impreza in third, followed by the two Lancer Evos in fourth and fifth, and then it was the Skyline rounding out the field. So, yeah. The 4-wheel drive challenge is now complete. And of course, I am obviously going to save the game, since this is the point of where I have completed the final race. And obviously, I should probably save it here, because that would be my best decision, but anyways. That is done, and just for confirmation purposes, yep, we do have a replay saved. Good. A replay is saved. Also, furthermore, all three of these races have taken place in America, because, well, Seattle is located in Washington, and Laguna Seca located in California. So, the 4-wheel drive challenge is now complete. And next up will be the World Open Car Cup, I think. Yes. So, the World Open Car Cup will be the next event. These are the prize cars that we win from this event, underneath my JGTC Sylvia. So, in Cashmere Yellow we win another Subaru Legacy Wagon GT from 1996. And well, I think just because I like this piss, obviously I am not going to sell this car. Many of you think I should, but well, I'm just going to keep this one, you know, just for the time being, because, yeah. So from race 2, we win a Nismo 400R preceding model, and well, as far as I know, I think this was the car that I won from the International A license in GT1, as far as I can recall, and also furthermore, I do really like this silver. This is a nice silver BTW. And from race 3, we win a Mines R32.5 Skyline GTR with a whopping 618 horsepower. Holy shit, that is a lot. But anyways, there we go. The 4-wheel drive challenge is now complete. And my win ratio is starting to rise back up again, as I'm now up to 79% with that clean sweep. So, that was the 4-wheel drive challenge. Next up is the World Open Car Cup. And so with that, stay tuned for more GT2.